All right. Oh, how's it going, everybody? Uh, Looks like there's a few people on stream, so that's why I went ahead and started a little earlier than I wanted to. But yeah, that's okay. I got coffee and I got water, so it's enough to get started. Ah, oh, that's cool. Nice. I started using NVIDIA Broadcast to do the sort of fake green screen, the virtual green screen that I got behind me, and I had started OBS without starting the uh, NVIDIA Broadcast to do that replacement, and it looks like it just seamlessly. I was like, oh no, I'll have to like stop maybe and then restart the stream when I switch it back over. But it looked like it flipped it on the fly, so that's cool. If you haven't used NVIDIA Broadcast yet, any of you that are streamers, if there's any other devs on here looking to do streaming, it's actually really cool. Zach pointed it to me, I don't know, last week, and it's really nice. I'm very impressed with it. It's a nice piece of software. Okay, so what are we doing today? I am still making myself. This is why I started streaming in the first place, and even that are new to following us along as we stream Kaiju Fishing Development, was that I've been struggling to set up these fish because it's like my least favorite. One of my least favorite tasks is doing something that's like really rote like this. I much prefer more interactive sort of programming things. I mean, I'm a programmer um, by nature. It's what my background is in. I've been programming games for a while, and it's what I enjoy doing. I do not enjoy what I have to force myself to do here, which is to set up, like, to take all those systems that we made, put them together in an object so that it can be used. Um, that's more of a level designer-ish type job. Um, Although this is such a very specific thing, I don't know. An asset manager, I guess you would call that person or whatever. I don't know. At an indie studio, right? You got to wear many hats and do things that you don't necessarily like to do. So I like started streaming because I was like, it's gonna force me to do the things that I don't want to do because I'll find other things to do that I shouldn't be working on, or that I do find more interesting, rather than the work that has to get done. So I started streaming, and it's been good so far as it's forced me to do a bunch of fish setup that I don't like doing. Okay, so when last we had left, again, if any of you were watching me stream last time, we had gotten to the point where we had started to set up a few of the newer medium-sized fish. So these guys here. Oh, you can't see it because my face is covered. So this guy here, right? So I think this guy is when we got set up, and I think we did the butterfly fish, which is really nice. All right, so we had gone through and we had set them all up. And we were stuck on that we couldn't catch them. And so I had to sit down with Zach, who wrote one of the ways that the catching system, or he wrote the way that the catching systems works. So we had to kind of figure out what was going wrong. And really what it seems like it came down to was that our system is set up such that it has to be on the fish layer. Like, so I was tagging them as fish, but the catching crane system, and to get the thing pathfinding correctly, uses the layering system. So they had to be tagged on the right layer. So it was, it's one of those silly fiddly bits of game development that can be frustrating. Where you're like, really, that's all I had to do? Like, I sat there and looked for this thing for a couple hours when really it was just that I needed to set this on a thing, and we forgot to put it in our notes. So, I mean, we only have ourselves to blame, but still, it was funny. All right, so for those of you, I'll just show you where we're at here. So this guy should be spawning only one of the newer ones that we did here. So I'll just show you guys that we did get it working. I do need to figure out what I did to my ocean and how I broke it. But whatever. We're not worried about that right now. We are worried about catching the fish right now. So there they are. Also be a question if I can be good at my own game, which I'm usually not. See? There I was distracted thinking about other things right when I was supposed to do the set the hook. Here we go. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Zach, we fixed this. What the hell had just happened? Okay, well, there we go. Now you get to watch me fiddle around and fix something that I thought I fixed. That was fixed. It's these guys. They are on that layer. He should have been picking... Right, did I get all of them? Yeah. And he was supposed to pick that point. The pathing zone. Oh. Oh. We did get an error, which was... Oh, that's the ocean. This one, which I thought we fixed. Okay, I'm gonna swap out which fish that were spawning there. Sorry, I need to remember to keep an eye on chat every once in a while. Okay. Okay. Also, I needed to let you guys know that I can't stream as long today. I have a little bit of an earlier meeting that I have to get to. Just to give you a little bit of background about just me, I teach game development, and so I only do this part, Mutant, part-time now, and have a lot more meetings and stuff lately because I'm taking on more responsibility than previously at my other job. So I have to go to meetings sometimes. And today is one of those days, so I got a meeting at 1, so I'm going to have to knock off probably a little shorter, but like 12:30 today. But game development is so crazy and weird. Like, who knows? This simple little what I thought was a simple problem that we solved could take all of my time. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. I was going to switch over to the other one. Gosh darn it. I know that we had this working. I know that we had this working. I was going to get the spawn settings, the fish spawn settings on this zone. This little spawn zone. We are going to go grab the other one, which is the butterfly fish, which is this guy. Okay. Okay, so they're spawning just fine. And they do their stuff where they nibble. The point picker path list is full of places it can go. Ooh, that guy's like a legendary. Wow, how did I get a legendary? That's crazy. See, and then he went. Okay. So why did the other guy not go? Also, we are not... that's a little buggy. We should be reeling in and the boat should be moving. What's going on here? Okay, so there's some kind of bug here. By the way, we replaced our fish. Any of you that played the demo, why is it so slow? What the hell is going on here? This was definitely not the case not too long ago. But we replaced in the game, in the demo, right? We have just a plunger, right? And the design was always, oh, you got to catch the plunger fish and use the plunger fish to upgrade your system, so you can now. Got him. Okay, that also was bugged. So what is going on there? Okay, we got stuff to fix. But that's not my focus today. Technically, my focus today is supposed to be just setting up the fish. Now, I would rather go do the other stuff, but I think I want to just set up the fish, then solve that problem, because that one problem will apply to all the fish. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do my homework like I'm supposed to do, and do the thing I don't want to do, rather than go do the fun stuff. Sorry, those of you that would rather do the fun stuff. It is really weird, but okay, I need to make some notes to myself that there were some crazy weird bugs happening there. Where will I put that? I'll make a new doc in our documents folder, which is incredibly big now, and I need to clean it and do more stuff. What? Yeah, I know. Google Drive, I definitely have a lot of folders under my work account, so that was weird. Google Drive was not displaying any of my folders. It was showing the files. You know how they changed their new, I don't know, I really don't like the way that they changed it. But where it has like, oh, suggested, and it's like, oh, here's all the recent files that you've done, or here's another checkbox for all your folders, and for whatever reason they defaults to files, which is stupid in my opinion. It should default to folders, or at least let me choose what it defaults to. Anyway, it wasn't showing any of my folders. Like, there was 0 folders in here. That was very strange. Okay, so I need to go in here and make some notes for myself. What's broken, so we can come back and fix them. Mutant, and then kaiju. And then in kaiju, I'm sure I have my bugs documentation. Issues, bugs, there it is. Okay, so this one is, oh, let's go under the key. Alright, so what are we doing? We are medium fish. Sometimes not pathfinding. And then that was one that it wasn't pathfinding, and then another one was slowed dragging player. So this is a medium fishing. Both of those are reproducible. Probably 100%, although I should double check that. Isn't this exciting game development? Watching somebody file bug reports? So cool. Okay, so boat was slow while dragging the player, and then it was also not positioned properly. Oh, get out of here, Malware Bytes. What the hell? Nobody wants to see that. Get out of here. Okay, so that is the claw, catch claw. Did not hold the fish in position correctly. During catch sequence. Okay, normally what I should do is go through all the steps to reproduce it, but I think it's just instantly reproducible, but let's double check real quick. Huh. This one's behaving normally. Look at that. That was okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's not 100%. The slow drag was not 100% reproducible. The catch claw, this one is 100% reproducible. That's happened every time. So I'm doing that with the highlighter. This one is 100% reproducible. Ba, ba, ba. Is that purple right there. And the other one, I'm going to check that the Sculpata is the one, for whatever reason, is not doing what it's supposed to do. So let's go here. We're going to take Sculpata on that fish region. I just realized I am doing this in an old doc. I need to go back. That's the wrong game that I'm talking about here in this bug report. Okay. Huh. Okay, well, it's 100% reproducible. So I'm not sure why that guy's not working. The other guy does, and there's almost no difference between them. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Don't do that. Don't get distracted. Okay. So oh great, another meeting that I just got invited to. Okay. So, okay, number one is that I gotta do a new bug stock because this is the wrong, it's the wrong game that I'm documenting bugs for. So I guess I gotta make one because I don't have that type of, I don't have an internal bug report folder. I have the external bug report system set up. You know what I could use? Let's just use that. Why wouldn't I use that? Let's use your own freaking bug report system, dummy. All right, so let's do that here. You guys, actually, I'll show this so you can see what I'm working on right now. So I don't want to do this. So it's a me using my own bug report. And which build version am I in? I have to remember what I'm doing. Sadly, this is fat. To actually run it is faster because I know it displays it on the UI rather than go look up the spot where I have that. 0056. Oops, we are on 0056. I can skip all this because it's a me. Okay. So, which one are we doing here? We are doing Sculpata. Right? Sculpata is not working. Sculpata. Not pathfinding. It's me, so I know the steps, right? Like, catch one, hook one. Ooh, wow, jeez. Crazy. All right, so we're going to spawn a Sculpata, hook one, and it's broken. But the pure hero works. Question mark. All right, so there. And then we also have another one. Me. Oh, I did me there. 0056. Next. Yeah, I know this is me. Okay, so this is medium fish are not centered on catch screen. Catch a medium fish, you dummy. There. Okay. There's my 2 bug reports filed for myself. I don't know why I wasn't using my own bug report form. That was silly. Which is probably why I didn't have that document sitting around like I thought I did. That's what I used to do for my games, would just have a Google Doc sitting around as I log my own bugs. But Kaiju's bigger, needs a more robust bug report system. So yeah, there's a Google bug report thing. You can find that if any of you played the demo and you want to report a bug for me, please do. If you run into a bug, let me know. It's in the menu system. Go report a bug. Very, very helpful. Okay. So let's not get distracted with fixing that anymore because I have to do my homework and I have to set up the medium fish. All right. So finally get to what you're supposed to be working on today, Jeff. All right. We are going to start here. Okay. So on the mediums, we have done that one. We've done that one. We have not done this little guy. I could do the turtle, or I could do this guy. The turtle has... I'll have to go find his materials and textures. They're not inserted and set them in the same spot, so I'll have to go dig them out. So instead, let's do this little guy. Rokao. This little guy is super cute. Baby shark. Do 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 do. Okay, so common is blue. Did she name the materials? She did. Excellent. Great. Okay, that's good news. That speeds things up a little bit. All right, so what we need to do, we need to go in here and we need to set this guy up for working with our catch system. So, oops. Here he is. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculously cute. Like, wouldn't you buy a plushie of that? I mean, like, come on. That's ridiculous. Sarah did such a good job on that one. It's so awesome. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do, obviously, I'm not going to use these two. These are old things that we just used for Sarah's test environment where as she was setting these guys up. What we have to do here is we're going to mesh combine because I was not clear with Sarah when she made these things. I should have told her to combine all the geo into one mesh, okay? Because for every mesh that you draw is what's called a draw call. So Unity goes through, Unreal works the same way, right? A lot of game engines do this, and it will draw a mesh. It has to tell the draw system to draw the thing every time, and so for every separate one of these you have, it has to do it again. And I don't want to do that. There's no reason to have these separate. So we're going to combine them. So we have a little tool that we bought off the Asset Circle. Shout out to MT, I think it's MT Assets, from Skinned Mesh Combine. And I have to use a skinned one because these are rigged and weight painted. So these are already, they've got a little rigged system on them because they're animated things. They have little swim animations. So I can't do a regular mesh because it's a skin mesh. All right, so in order to use that, the very first thing I have to do is I have to go add an animator component. Here, I think that the asset that we uses, this is just my interpretation of what's happening, is that through the animator component, our little thing we're going to add on next, which is the skin mesh combiner. Let's just add it now. Skin mesh combiner. It uses the rig, and the way that it uses the rig is it touches the animator component, which goes and searches for a rig, and then on that rig it knows, oh, I've got this whole bone structure here, and it uses that to examine the mesh system. I think. I'm just guessing. Anyway, after I drop that on here, you'll see that it says, okay, here's the body with one mesh and 4,000 verts. The bottom teeth is another mesh with 11,000 verts, right? So it lists them all. And we're just going to combine this thing. I could rename it something else, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm just going to combine this thing. And I'll let it be called Combine Meshes. And at that point, this thing can go away. I don't need it anymore. And being a paranoid game developer, I don't like to delete anything until I'm sure I don't need it anymore. So these are just deactivated. They don't cost me anything as far as like frame rates or nothing. So it's fine to just leave them. Until we're sure we don't need it anymore. So I'm just going to leave them. So there's my combined mesh for my little baby shark. Okay, so now we can start setting up our fish to actually move around. We don't use the animator. We don't use this anymore. Technically, I could probably take them out and delete them again. Why not just leave them, though, until I'm sure at the end I'll do a cleanup pass before we ship, at which point I'll go through and take off all the unnecessary components that I'm not using anymore. But, like I said, it doesn't hurt anything to leave them while you're mid-development, and you might need them back, so let's just leave them. And sorry, I was just checking chat, making sure that nobody's asking me any questions or anything. Okay, so there we've got our baby shark common started to be set up, except I'm going to rename him because that's not his in-game name. This was Sarah's in-development name, and that's not what I want you guys. talking about when you catch fish, you should give them narrative-based names. So I have done some work on setting up a narrative. There is a world; it does exist in a sketched out form. It's not going to be as extensive as our original plan was, but it does exist, and so we're going to use it. All right, so these guys are Rokau. Or there's probably a better. I looked up a lot of Maori inspired type names, and so there's probably a better way to pronounce that. But this is good enough because I just need the typed name for now, not how to pronounce it. Okay, so we're ready there. That's ready there. The folder's named properly. The prefab that I'm adding is named properly. Okay, so now we just get back to it. We need a rigid body because we use the physics system. Unity's physics system to do a lot of stuff here. And the mass for this guy, mediums. This guy's a medium? Hang on a sec. Sarah made this guy a medium. Is that really true? Go back to my reference stock. This seems pretty big. Baby shark. She did. She tagged it as a medium. Alright. Well, if we want to change it later, we can. I just would scale down the base model. I mean, he's a shark, right? He's a plump little guy, so alright, he's a medium. He's running around trying to eat some of the smaller fish. I buy it. Okay. Sold. For a second there, I was like, nah, I don't know if narratively wise I buy that, but alright. He's cute. He's just a bigger, cute guy. Okay, so let's make sure that we've got this set up. There's no drag. That's set. That's set. We do use gravity. His kinematic is off. And we are going to interpolate. And we are going to set this to discrete. Okay, so there's the rigid body set up. Now we need to have this thing interact with our ocean layer. Although mine is totally broken right now, but that's okay. We'll get to that later. So that is through crest simple floating object. Crest is our water shader system that we use. Didn't write it, but it's a really, really good one. They do a fantastic job. Highly recommend Crest if you're going to do anything ocean related in Unity. All right, object width. Now, have to just kind of estimate this. That looks like 1, 2. Yeah, sure. It looks about 3. Let's call it 3 wide. In Unity, this little grid system that they're showing you here is supposed to be, the default of it is one grid is 1 unit. Right, so if I had to estimate that, I'd say that's probably, we can kind of, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, and then the drag, the force height offset, we're going to go to 0. Drag in water 3, and then 2, and then 1. Those defaults all work. Yes, okay, so he can now interact with the water shader. Now he needs a medium fish AI, which is a script that we wrote. It's a Zach's massive script for moving a fish around and then catching it. He did an awesome job. It's very extensive. And then what I'm going to do is go to the one that we already have working. Rather than reset these things one by one, I find it faster just go to that one that we know is working, which was the Buherahu. This one. And I'm going to copy this component and go to this guy again and paste those values in. So that now he'll act just like that other one. But I don't right now. Later on, we can go and we can customize how these these guys act individually. That'll be more of a designer focused job. For now, I'm just trying to get these things set up so we can catch them and collect them. Because honestly, collection is a core feature for this game, and I've gotta have a bunch of stuff for you guys to collect. So that is the focus of today, is getting all of this stuff set up. All right, so now he has that set up. We need to add a box collider because we need to set it as a trigger, because that is how the crane claw comes down, detects when it when the two colliders intersect. So I got a crane that drops down, the fish is in the water, the crane comes down. We send a message through the trigger system. So any of you that don't know, this is just Unity's event system that's exposed to you. So we are going to send an is trigger true message through that says, hey, yeah, you caught this thing, which then triggers the whole catch sequence. So that's all set. Oh, I do need to edit his collider because that's too small. That would be hard to catch that guy if it was that small. Let's pull it out like there and like there. Pull this back and keep pulling it back. Yep. Okay, so that's good. Let's make it a little. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That was the wrong one. I'm trying to grab the bottom one here. And make it a little taller. Oh, it blends in because its colors are similar. Alright, so yeah. Anywhere in that will trigger the catch sequence. Alright, now we need our water interactions. This will actually move the water system, the water shader around. So I have in here some prefabs already set up. Basic water interaction sphere. So I want this guy to push water around from his nose. Okay. Let's put another one somewhere down here that he will also push water around from. I think that's probably good there. Good enough, and then we can adjust it later if we want to make it a little different. So this guy here then needs some special tweaking. Although if I remember right, yeah, we don't want, these guys are medium, so we want medium fish water interaction. We want that one. Just has some different weighted values. Okay, then we have to set these. Not that one, but this one. Okay, and 3.2 is good, but we want the noise amplitude of 0.2. We want a weight of about 0.4. The width of this thing is 3. We're going to set disable based on height to true. The above height is good at 1, but the below height should be 1. This one, height to determine dynamic weight. This one I've been leaving default because I'm not sure. We updated the crest system, and this was something that was added that's not in our notes, and I don't know necessarily what it does. So Zach and I need to talk about that. That's set, that's set, that's good, that's good. Okay, good there, and that was for both of them. Okay, so now we're ready to go and set up the shader for this guy. Just check in on chat, make sure nobody's got any questions or anything. Nope, we're good. All right. Oops. This is, again, I think I've said this in every stream, but boy, it would be convenient for me to get a third monitor. So I could have the chat somewhere and not have, like, because I'm streaming. I tried to set up 3 spaces, and I did get 3 spaces working once, where I had Steam, YouTube, and Twitch all going at the same time. So keeping an eye on all 3 of those chats is difficult. I couldn't get Steam going again. I think it's because I have to have an event tied to any stream you do, which seems silly and weird, but I don't know, whatever Steam. So it's kind of broken right now, so I'm just streaming on YouTube and Twitch. But anyway, just keeping an eye on 2 chats is hard. And OBS doesn't have a plugin for that. They have a plugin for multi-streaming, but they don't have a plugin for keeping an eye on 2 chats. And then I have to have my notes up, and then I have to have Unity up, so it's making for a difficult situation here. So a third monitor would be very helpful. Okay, so shader time. All right, so this little guy has on him, on his combined meshes, he has this shader. And this shader has to get changed. This shader has to be changed to a shader graphs, one that we wrote called a fish shader, because the fish shader has extra stuff. It's a cool, really nice shader graph thing that Zach wrote. All right, so now we just go in and we have to say, okay, we're going to use, not the materials, the textures, common. I have to go get back to this guy, get back to his thing here, lock that so that I can go back here, go to his common, and now I have to say, yes, you're using that same one there. You're using the ambient occlusion. You're using this emission map. Did she do that in white? She did. Excellent. And then this metallic smoothness and this normal map. Yay, a PBR shark. Oh, he does have the little problem on him. So we're going to have to do that little trick that Zach set up in here. Okay, so that's set now. Let's start with the smoothness and then come back to the emission. Smoothness is how wet does he look when he's kind of dry. Let's see, kind of like that. Which is about the 0.45 default that we usually have, so I'll just leave it at default. I don't know why I check that. Every time I check it every time because it's in my instructions and I always leave it every time. So I should just take it out of my instructions, just leave it. Okay, so now we're going to set the fill emission percentage to 1. And then look at the fill offset, and I think it's set on the wrong axis. Yeah, so this is set on the wrong axis. So here I want to decrease the fill offset on the fish. Wait. Side to side. Set the Z, this one. There we go. Because we want him to fill like all the other fish, not side to side, but front to back. So now, oh, wait a minute. Did that like break him? Okay, wait a minute. So this is supposed to go, okay, there we go. Okay, so then we go here. Make sure that it gets all the way to the end, but not too far. Whoops, that's the wrong one. All right, there. Okay. Set the fill emission to 0. to 0, and then do the fish length so that we get him back to his basics, right about there. Okay. Okay, so now when we go positive that way, yeah, that's correct. Okay. So we set this back to here. Now we're going to go and we're going to pick out the colors. And here I'm trying to color code stuff. And the only problem that we generally run into here is that gray kind of doesn't read like I want it to read. Yeah, see, it's not... Because Sarah set his color, it basically just shines through more as white than anything else. There's really not a lot I can do about it, but what I can do is just... Alright, so we're going to leave it at that dark gray, and I can pop this down. 8? Still not? Why is it not? What's going on here? This should be affecting things. 0 doesn't do anything? What? What's going on here? These should be affecting things. So it is. The base intensity is just kind of whacked out on this one, which is weird. Oh, because of the bright percentage. Right. I have to turn on the bright percentage. Oh, the bright percentage is on. That's why. Okay. So now if I go down here, it's still high. There we go. Okay, so we're going to fill that way. And then we're going to go into danger mode, which apparently is just going to be white because that gray is just getting overtaken by the white of the emission map. That's okay, it just is what it is. So now it's just how bright do I want it to be in danger mode. I'm going to actually take it down so the difference is more obvious. Yeah, that's good. I wish it was more gray, but that's okay. Okay. All right, so that part's done. Then we're going to go ahead and now we're going to mess with the drip effect that we put on these guys, which is that called the rain controller, but really it's just a drip effect that we put on them. All right, and for medium, we usually make this larger, so 0.45. 0.45, is that good? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. The speed should probably increase a little bit, yeah. So there we go, there's water rolling off this guy. As you pull him out of the water comes down him. Okay, so that part is done. I just have to reset this back to 0. Make sure that he's not glowing on. No, okay. So that material is now fixed. This is textures, materials. That material's fixed. These ones are not, so those are going to have to get changed. And instead of updating them, it's faster to do it this way. If I delete these and then just make duplicates of them. So we have common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Alright, let's go in here. I said rename. Uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. I'm out of coffee. I'm gonna have to go get some in a second. Caffeine powered development. I don't know how many games would not be made if it weren't for the invention of coffee. Like if you had a tech tree of like game development, of like the steps that we had to get through to get there, I think caffeine would be a very important discovery on our way towards actually shipping a game. To be able to make games to sell them. Okay, so they're... Wait a minute, I got rid... No, these are the new ones. These are the duplicates. Okay, so now here's our new Rauco, and we have one or two more things to do before we're ready to duplicate that guy. Okay, all that's set up. Okay, so he needs the spots, what we call the crossbow stick points. So where the little plunger goes out and sticks on the guy, we go down through his tail. Where do I want those to stick on? Yeah, it would be, can't be the arms, right? That would be silly. Yeah, so tail one, that's it. So you're going to stick on through here. So the way that I'm doing this is, let's just create an empty game object. Whoops, that goes here. Oh, dogs, wow. My dogs are being weird. Let's reset it, it's back to 0. So it's parented. This is not... So make one for left. I need to shut those dogs up. Hopefully you guys can't hear them. What are they doing? What are they barking at out there? All right, I'm gonna go take care of that and get some coffee at the same time. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'll be right back. Get some coffee and make sure these dogs quiet down. Okay. So, looks like we're all good there. Cool, cool, cool. What is going on in my neighborhood right now? Now people are honking. Like, what the heck's going on? What is going on? That is crazy. Anyway. So we are doing crossbow stick points. We have one for left, one for right. We need to make sure that they're pointing inwards at the fish so that the crossbow, when it hits it, will be stuck on appropriately. So on his left, is what I'm calling crossbow stick point left, will be his left. So his left. So we're out here. And stick right will be out here, but we have to rotate it. Oh wait, we want it to be pointing inward, so right is right, but left is not, so we got to rotate this guy, flip it inwards. On the y-axis, 180. Okay, so that one points in, this one points in. It technically really doesn't matter. Just have to be available to our medium fishing AI. And we'll hook that up in a second. All right, so that is checked off our list. What other things do we need to do? Okay, so next we need the splash handler, which is a key part of the puzzle for these fish. Okay. This always bugs me. Right, I have to find them in here. Let's pick out this one. And this one. This one for that one. Need to make some variants of those. Okay, so we've got those. Assign the body render to splash handler. So it needs the combined meshes. That. Yeah, that's done. Okay, so then he needs a water drip. So we're going to add onto his guy. He needs a water drip medium. And then we just go in and we manipulate the spawn box for this effect. To be like that. And like that a little bit. Like that. Make sure that it's generating from down there. Actually, let's pull this up a little bit. Yeah, because I want it to look like it's mostly just stripping off his body. Okay. He has that done. We're going to go ahead and take this fish, make sure he is tagged as a fish, he's layered as a fish. for duplication. So this guy is ready for duplication. So there's our common, make an uncommon, a rare, an epic, and a legendary. So we're going to rename this guy uncommon. Rename this guy rare. Rename this guy epic. And rename this guy legendary. Alright. Then each one of these new little guys that we just made have to point to the correct materials. So this guy is uncommon. A rare needs to point to the rare material. And epic needs to point to the epic material. And legendary needs to point to the legendary material. Oh no. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, I just didn't rename it properly. Okay, because it shouldn't be called Baby Shark. Right, let's be consistent so we can find this correctly later on. What is this? K-U-A-O. I need to add music, but I need to look into how streamers handle doing music, because I know you can get like copyright strikes and stuff, so I gotta look into that. Because I like to work with music on, but on these streams I'm afraid to do it because I don't know the rules about that yet. I need to look into that. Okay, that's done. So these guys now point to the correctly named, not these guys. These guys now point to their correctly named materials. Now we just have to change the materials to actually have the correct new maps on them. So the uncommon guy should get that. And then if I were to be on the uncommon guy here, yep, so he got that material. Now all I have to do on this material is change it such that his emission color matches the color coordination that I want. So uncommon here is supposed to be green, and the green that I have defaulted to is 0, 50, 0. But does it work? It does work really well. Okay, I am going to pop this up a bit. I want this to be a little, let's even go higher than that. Let's do like 15. And then his danger mode needs to be way higher. That doesn't, okay, so let's tone this down so that the tone up is more striking. God, it's still just, I would like it to be a little brighter as the danger sign of like, hey, something's gonna happen. I mean, like, that's crazy. And it's not like it's starting to wash out. I mean, the only other thing I can do is kind of tone that down, which sucks, but yeah, it does make it okay. Just not. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Rocal uncommon. Let's go rare. And you have this material, which we then have to. So let's lock that so that we don't lose it when we go over to the textures. And you are rare, and you need this one. And then your emission needs to be blue. And your blue is a nice, like, really bright blue. 0, 175, 255. Yeah, like that. And then his intensity. Actually, should we dial it up? Well, let's before we do that, let's just see what the pushing this at 1 does. Yeah, see, it's not bright enough. Man. Of course, this is not in a darkened scene, so I think this might need to get readjusted. It might be like blasting out crazily bad. Because that's a really high value. And I don't know what the lighting model will do to that when we test it in a dark scene with shadows and stuff like that. But I do know that one I like. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So, ooh. I like it. Okay. So, rare is done. Epic needs to get done. So we're going to lock that material, go swap out his map. This is supposed to be purple. Ooh, this must not work very well. Purple on purple. 255. 0, 255. Ooh, actually that does work. That does work. Cool. He's fancy. A fancy little guy. Okay. Which one was that? Epic. It's just legendary. Just legendary. No, don't do that. That. There. Go over here. Go to this. Go to legendary. Ooh. A great white baby shark. And this gold is only going to look sweet on this guy. Okay, so the gold is 145, 75, 0. Make it to be darker. God, I wish I could brighten that up, but it's just because you did the base. Because the base is in white, and so when you put this orange with the white on it, it kind of washes it out a bit. But I do want that gold glow to be what you're looking for when you're hunting for a legendary. Because I like sticking with color coding. The designer in me says that needs to be color coded, because players will hunt for color coded stuff. All right, so I'm gonna call that good. Except I am going to do the boost up of the danger mode. Danger mode. Yeah, look at that. I think that is going to just blast out. Yeah, that is. It's going to blast it out. So let's do just 100, and I'm going to go back and reset that on all of them because I know that. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen when we get to that point. Okay, so everybody gets that. Yeah. So no matter what I did on the other ones, yeah. 100 is the max there. Okay. All right. So there's that little guy. So now we just need to test him. So in order to test him, I have to go back to my data spawner. I have to put him now. Where is he? To grab him and renumber him. What can I? Do I not have this guy? Okay, you. Oh my gosh, I don't have this guy. Oh, that's going to increase my counts. Okay. K-U-A-O. Nope. We do not have this guy in my database data set. In some ways, that's actually helpful. So we are going to go here. I'll put this over here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about as my data folder. And we are going to insert 5 below. Here, 1, 2. I wish there was a key button. There probably is. I just don't know it. Okay, then we're going to capture. Might as well just copy this for now. These are 61, 62, 63, 65. Nope, don't need that. Technically, it doesn't really matter because these don't get ignored. Then this is common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So starting here, these are Roko. Didn't spell that right. R-O-K-U-A-O. You know what, actually, let's not tempt fate with the typo. And let's just do that. Okay. I need to actually another descriptor on this, and I don't know if I have it from the prefab. Sarah did not set this up for me, so this needs to get rewritten, and I'm just going to say that. This needs to be rewritten because I am just not focused on design stuff right now. I'm focused on implementation. This is all set. That's default, it's fine. I'll say also this needs to get reset so that when I go and I play it and I do the fish decks, when you collect them in your log, I'll get a note that says, hey Jeff, you need to go in and write this up. Okay, so that is now set. So I can now grab this as a CSV. Yes, and then go in here. say here, again, being a paranoid game developer, not throwing anything away until I absolutely am certain that it's done with. I will have this available to me to go back to. So now we have those. They're in position, in the correct position in the generation array. Then I need to go in on the manager and add some spots to generate these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These new fish, which are the rocows, are going to go common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. Okay. Then we go here. I need to make a new scriptable object for my fish spawn settings. Only rocow. ROKUAO. And then just to make sure that I don't typo things, I'm going to go in here. So you're going to do those. It's a 100% chance to spawn those guys. There's only one fish, and this is for developer stuff, so it doesn't matter on that. So then I just go and I say, I only want you to spawn me 5 of the rocow. Those. So we test. The ocean's fixed this time? What? That is doing some weird shit in the editor, though. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so they're there. I see them. So that's good. Those guys are ridiculously cute. They're affecting too much on the water shader, though. Uh-oh, I got an error. Whoa, what did he do? That's crazy. What? How did I trigger the quest? What just happened? What? Well, he's set up, but there's something wrong there. So I'll have to sit down and start debugging this stuff. But I'm not going to have enough time today because I got to get ready to get to that other meeting. Ooh, that guy's like a rare or something. That's weird that I'm getting that. Okay, did it again. Wow, that's a crazy bug. All right, bug report time. Only because I got to document this before I stop for the day. Because I won't be able to come back until much later tonight to look at it. All right, so let's give ourselves a bug report. Let me 0056. And I don't need any of this stuff because I know it's me. It's my own system. All right. Rokawa. How did I spell that? UAO. Rokow. Okay. Rokow. Launches into the air on a Where's the quest? Give her somehow. I have no idea how that's happening. It's definitely what happens. Which then takes over the camera. Okay. Okay. All right, so I've got a jumping off point to look at. So I've got some things to work out there. That was some craziness. Craziness. What the heck's going on? Whoa, look at this. Yeah, I know. You're not supposed to be triggering that at all. How you trigger the quest there is freaking beyond me. That is nutso. I am nowhere near that. Why would he jump? So we do the jump. This is what's happening. Is the splash handler is freaking out. What, I have like 6 minutes before I need to finish here, so I'm not gonna have any time to do this. So splash handler's firing. Goes in here. It's in the wet above water, so that's the him out of the water. It does have the ocean instance, so it has a reference to our shader. And then which line is it going to? It's going to 299. Oh, it's actually out of there? Wait a minute. It's not what I thought it was. Active drying routine. Active drying routine. Which should be set. Okay. So on all of the cows. On the splash handler. It's supposed to be that. Right? It's supposed to that skin mesh render, which it has. I mean that's it. What is going on here? Index is out of range. Do you get to start drying? You did not get to start drying. Here, sorry. Wait a minute now. Hmm. Oh, there it was. I did see it. Let's see. Simple camera shake. There's the stop drying. Wait, we didn't get start drying, but we got stop drying? Wait a minute. Oh, it did. It did. It fired off. Oh, right. I know. I have this collapsed. Oh, boy. Because this stupid thing. There's some prefab in there that has an audio listener, which is totally screwing up our ability to properly debug here. Yeah, there's going to be a million of those. So, all right. So I'm going to have to wrap up because I have other things to go get to. But that is very not cool. I don't even know how it could trigger the stage dialogue system. That's crazy that it could even do that. All right, well, I've logged it, and I gotta get ready for my next meeting. So I got enough that I kind of wanted to do today. I got one fish set up. It's buggy. So I'm going to have to talk to Zach. The other thing we need to do is maybe think about not using this second water mesh, the water interaction sphere, because it's creating too much of a wake on this guy, so I might take that out. Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up today. Those of you that dropped in to join me, thanks. Appreciate it. If you're interested in following along, I stream kaiju fishing development every Wednesday and Friday. This Friday, I feel like there was something, or maybe it's next Friday. One of these Fridays I'm going to have to whisk. So, but if you join us on our Discord, which here I will drop this in here. If you join us on our Discord and then sign up for stream announcements, you'll get reminders of when that's going. Or if I have to miss a day, I'll put an announcement on there to say, hey, I can't stream on next Friday or whatever it is, to let y'all know. And also, what we're working on here is kaiju fishing. So if you're interested, please feel free to join us to Wishlist Kaiju Fishing. Super appreciate you guys dropping in to join me. And with that, I gotta go get ready to take off and eat something before I have this long meeting. So cool, thanks. Bye. Appreciate it.